What it
Welcome
do?
back. I'm Dylan.
I'm Kevin.
And this is
Sense of direction.
right now. Today, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about tickets and how it's so hard to get them and why.
Why does it feel actually impossible to get a ticket? Because I feel like you go on, you see someone's coming through, you see tickets are only $60, you go to check out, you're like, man, that's scores. I know what I'm doing in a month and a half or whatever. And then you go to check out and it's $140. I thought it was $60.
Ridiculous.
What's going on?
What is going on? Well, in 2024, I'm over here living in the past. In 2024, the U.S. Department of Justice filed a lawsuit against Live Nation and Ticketmaster. 39 states joined, including Washington, D.C. Their claim is that Live Nation and Ticketmaster had built too much control over artists, venues, and ticket sales.
Yes. The government alleges that the artists are pressured to use Live Nation and Ticketmaster's promotion services in order to perform at its venues, and especially their major amphitheaters. If you were not aware, Live Nation did buy Ticketmaster a few years ago, so they've kind of combined, even though they allow Ticketmaster to use their company name still.
So it's a little misleading.
But it starts way back when for building up all the other stuff, because Live Nation started out with just live events. Like that's why it was Live Nation.
It's in the name. It's implicit. But so how do we get here? Well, since 1996, Live Nation, as we know it, has promoted live events and managed venues. Over the years, they have acquired other live entertainment companies to become the top concert promoter in the U.S.
Yes.
Which kind of gives monopoly vibes, but
it does. And the outcries from the public and performers has been going on since 1994, when Pearl Jam boycotted Ticketmaster over its fees. In about 2009 to 2010, Live Nation and Ticketmaster merged, so that's when they came together. And since that merge happened, they got backlash from Bruce Springsteen.
Dude, you don't mess.
From the
America's
same
Sweetheart?
Yeah.
Dude, when America's Sweetheart speaks up, you gotta listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
The government also was like, hey, what's going on with this merge? They said as long as they continue working within these guidelines to try to help curb monopoly tendencies, they were allowed to merge. But only if they didn't do monopoly practices. And here we are today with kind of a lawsuit in which people are saying, hey, they're kind of doing the monopoly
kind of doing
thing.
The thing you said not to do.
Yeah.
It's like, to me, it feels like if like Coke and Pepsi were to merge, it'd be kind of hard for that not to happen.
That would be insane.
But something more recent would be like the 2022 Swifties Mania. During Taylor Swift's tour, there was crashing sites, insanely high demand. I remember like seeing like the craze, like
oh my gosh, yeah.
Like the city she would go to, like she would boost the economy of that city, which is insane.
Yeah.
So then crazy high resale prices, and then obviously like if you can't get a ticket, you're gonna be pissed. You know?
Yeah.
Especially if it's like they were a certain price and now they're like quadruple the price. Like that's just.
Well, I remember around that time is like I would see people like doing videos of them like crying. Like I was on in the queue for like hours, and then I get there and the only spots that are available are like $1,200.
Yeah, and they're nosebleeds.
Yeah. I think the main reason why tickets feel so expensive is because there is kind of a control on the market. Ticketmaster controls about 80% of primary ticket sales. Live Nation, however, manages 400 plus artists, controls 265 plus venues, and of those venues, they control about 78% of all amphitheaters in the US.
It's kind of crazy.
And I do know, because I did work in radio for a short period of time, Live Nation bought the Zoo Amphitheater as well. Yeah.
I was just looking at, it's funny because I was just looking at tickets yesterday for a show.
Yeah.
Another aspect is the pressure system. They kind of pressure artists to kind of use Live Nation to access those big venues. Because, I mean, if you're an artist, you want to perform at a big venue because more tickets and more money in your pocket. And then venues may need Ticketmaster to get big shows. So, like, if you don't play their game, you don't get the show. Strong arming you.
Yeah. And then, not to mention, all the freaking fees.
Yeah.
And the pricing tactics. The service fees have, I feel like, just been more and more and more. And this also happened, I noticed, because I've been trying to go to more comedy shows. There's fucking like $10 fees for the service fee. Like, just to, like, you get your ticket that says $35, but then you're actually paying like $45. And on top of that, at the comedy show, like, you have to
Buy a drink.
You have to buy 2 items minimum. And this kind of led to, we'll touch more about this later, but have you heard dynamic pricing, where the prices change based on the demand? And we'll talk a little bit more about that here in just a little bit, but then we'll have an episode where we kind of break down like all of the companies that are using this dynamic pricing, because I feel like this is kind of like new age.
Yeah, it's kind of where we're heading.
Yeah.
But more relevancy. In 2025, the FTC alleged that Ticketmaster hid the mandatory fees, which I believe. The fees are as high as 44% of the cost of the ticket. That's
crazy.
It's unacceptable. I would have just, I mean, at that point, I would just like exit out and be like, all right, I'm not going to that. Ticketmaster hid these fees to the very end of the transaction, very smart, and failed to clearly detail the extra fees before consumers paid for the tickets. Yeah.
I mean, that's sneaky and gross. Like, they know what they're doing, right? Yeah. Well, our government says that this anti-competitive behavior is monopoly-like control. The twist of the current lawsuit that just happened was that a judge dismissed the claim that prices are definitively higher because of the monopoly behavior. That's a little interesting. They might control everything, but proving it directly raises prices.
Is hard.
Oh, proving that they raise prices. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, that was written.
Basically, it's hard to prove that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, in the court of law, you have to have definitive evidence.
Yeah.
You know. But I mean, this isn't just a U.S. problem either. Anytime I think about big, I feel like it's U.S. and the U.K. is like the next, like you know, world tours. It's like U.S. dates, European dates. Like those are, and then you know, obviously others. But those are the two main music stomping grounds.
Well, I think that makes sense for like most English performers.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, yeah, that is true. So in 2024, the UK launched an investigation over Oasis tour ticket sales, the issue being dynamic pricing, which may have misled fans. So dynamic pricing relies heavily on data analytics, AI, a machine learning to analyze market trends, which is kind of like, if a human struggles to do that, maybe a computer might be better, but then again, maybe not. Competitor pricing, inventory levels, and customer behavior.
Yeah. There's a couple different types of dynamic pricing. And again, we'll go into like a much more deep dive episode about this, but there's just a couple of different ones that are like the main usage for dynamic pricing. There's peak pricing, as in prices increase during the high demand period, such as holidays or rush hours. There's segmented pricing, where prices vary based on customer data, including location, purchase history, or willingness to pay. Highlight and asterisk that part, the willingness to pay. And then the time-based pricing, where prices change depending on the time of day or season. And then competitor-based pricing, where prices are adjusted in response to competitors' pricing strategies. I feel like that's kind of just normal like business for that one, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what is the market doing? If company A is doing $25, then maybe company B can do $23 or something.
I'm also looking at the time-based pricing. I feel like the same thing happens with like clothing, you know? I feel like in the summertime, fall clothes is
Oh yeah.
obviously not as expensive as in the fall time.
But yeah, the time of day, because that tells me that like, oh, if I go in the morning
Also
versus
with
at
airplane
night.
prices.
Yeah.
I think airplane pricing is the same way.
And
but,
those are getting
That's
crazy.
another topic.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start riding my bike everywhere.
Yeah, so what happened with the Oasis decision?
So ultimately, the agency found that Ticketmaster may have misled Oasis fans. Wow.
May have.
That's a possibility. And as a result, the company agreed to be more transparent about pricing tiers moving forward. Well, that's good. This is what they got.
A little slap. So we kind of mentioned back in 2025 that FTC alleged that Ticketmaster hid the mandatory fees. The FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, did launch its own lawsuit back last year in September, where they did decide that they had deceptive pricing tactics. They misled their pricing, or misled pricing, and then they were working with scalpers and resellers. Here's the thing that I found, okay, is not only like the Ticketmaster, when they're on their platform, they're selling their tickets, right?
Yeah.
They don't care if it's a robot who buys it or if it's Billy Joe who loves this artist and has been waiting 15 years to go see them. They will say, okay, someone bought this ticket, right?
Yeah.
Which might already be up because of the dynamic pricing. But if these bots go unchecked and then resell on the platform, Ticketmaster's getting a chunk each time. Because the bot bought it on the platform the first time, and then they resold it on the platform.
So then they were like, let me get in on this.
Yeah.
But so during their investigation, a senior Ticketmaster executive admitted in an internal email, it's those emails always get you, it's those juicy emails, that copied Live Nation leadership that the companies turned a blind eye as a matter of policy to brokers' violations of posted ticket limits.
So they basically don't give a shit because they're making money.
Yeah.
So for example, that internal review showed that just 5 brokers controlled 6,345 Ticketmaster accounts and possessed over 246,000 concert tickets to over 2,594 events. I was gonna try to like
over under.
Yeah. I was gonna try to like combine the numbers so I didn't have to say it all, but now you know that exact price. But that's 5 brokers. 5.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Controlled 6,000 accounts.
What comes of all this? So the DOJ settlement, big developments. 280 million in penalties to the states. Government claims Live Nation controls 78% of major amphitheaters. Live Nation must allow third-party sellers on platforms sell off 13 amphitheaters. That's a little. I mean, they own 78% of them.
Yeah.
I
so
guess.
I'm like 13. They're like, okay.
And then they have to cap ticket fees at 15%.
Yeah. Which still seems a little high, but at least there's a cap, I guess.
Yes, there's a little step in the right direction.
Yeah. And I will say the DOJ made this settlement, but there are still states that are like, we don't accept this settlement.
I feel like especially in states that are like, I don't know, like LA, Texas,
like the larger
New
markets.
York, Florida,
Yeah. I will also say when doing this kind of deep dive so we all know amphitheaters outside. Yeah. Most of them have some sort of lawn, like GA section. Yeah. And I've been to the Zoo Amphitheater where you could like bring your own chairs or whatever, set up like a little picnic blanket. Like that's fun, right? Yeah. It sounds fun. Well, ever since Live Nation started picking up all of the little amphitheaters all over the country, they said, you know what?
Are they remodeling?
No.
No?
I know it. I hear cha-ching, cha-ching
they sell you
signs.
chairs and shit?
Yeah, you're not allowed to bring in any chairs or blankets. Can't do that. If you want to sit on the grass, you have to basically rent from Live Nation.
You have to actually claim your little plot of land, pay for it, so you can actually sit down on it.
And then the first year that they implemented that policy, do you know how much money they made on chairs alone?
200 million?
No, that's a lot. It was 7 million, but that's still a lot.
That is crazy,
just for chairs.
Man, Don't even get me started about the alcohol or the drinks.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Getting a bottle of water, dude. I have a story for that, but I'll save that for later.
So what does all of this mean for you as the consumer? This just means, honestly, you should stay a little vigilant about what's going on. There are some tips that we can give you. Don't impulsively buy resale tickets. Maybe look for pre-sales. Try smaller venues or later dates. If you wanted to know a little tip or trick, there are plenty, well, maybe this is a little different because we're in Oklahoma. I don't know how this will work in the rest of the country, but there are so many concerts at casinos. And they're usually like, pretty, at least at one point in time, they were relevant, performers that either had a hit or a few hits or something. Or like even, I think like the Rascal Flatts were at like Riverwind or something. They definitely love country music there.
They do.
But yeah, and as someone who used to kind of head the radio stations like contest, is check out your local radio station's website, because all you have to do is like enter in your first name and your email, and then you will be put into this like drawing to win tickets. And most of the time, some concerts we would have obviously a whole bunch of people try to enter and get tickets, but most of the time there were like a few times where like I was like, I have to go find another like place to give tickets away. So check out your radio stations. They're still alive. They're not being replaced just yet. And then make sure you're like following like local venues there, because they also do giveaways, or they'll have like the pre-sales or something.
I always go for the pre-sales. Yeah. Honestly.
But earlier when I was like highlight, remember the willingness to pay? They're jacking up prices because they know that some Swiftie is gonna pay $400 to go see her, even if it is in the nosebleeds. Yeah. So if we, the consumers, kind of like take a stand and be like, I want it to go back to paying $70 to go see a show or something. Like, I don't want to pay $500 to be feeling vertigo or whatever.
One thing I will say, and the last tickets I bought, unless Live Nation and Ticketmaster have created a third company and they're using that now as like, they're fucking, I don't know.
A ghost.
But all the ones I bought have either been pre-Kindle or Encore. I haven't used Live Nation Ticketmaster in a cool minute. I don't know if that's because of this lawsuit or what. Another thing is usually go to the artist's website and use the link that they kind of provide, or the venue sometimes. But now that we're going into this, like, Live Nation owns the venues, so it's kind of,
Yeah. I will also say the thing that kind of pissed me off is like going back to more of the beginning. It goes back over to Live Nation controls artists, venues, and ticket sales. So Live Nation, when it started in 1996, it was kind of like promoted. It was like a promotion, right? You have a show, they will promote it for you. And then they started managing venues, and then they started managing artists. And so where'd we say? Like they had like 400 plus artists that they manage. So you're an up and coming artist. You sign with a label that is Live Nation. You are now only like, maybe not only, but like pretty much only going to be singing, like performing at Live Nation venues. Live Nation venues. And then like the venues that they own, they're making so much money, but you are only seeing some of the ticket prices.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
So, and if you kind of know how like the music industry works with like contracts and stuff, like, I mean, it might sound amazing, like, oh, you get to go on a tour or whatever. They're not making as much money as you think that they are making.
Just look at Bruno Mars.
Yeah. He's a little different, and he released a new album recently.
He did, but it's also it's in the same vein as like the artist is really like doesn't really have much say. Like if he was like, no, I don't want to perform here no more, like they'd be like, okay, well,
you owe us a bunch
Yeah.
of money. Because in the contract, I'm pretty sure, isn't it like they will give you an advance because they think that they will be getting that money back off of
Yeah.
like your next
Yeah.
album or single or whatever it
and
is.
if you don't, then put
Then
the
it's
two
on you.
together. Yeah.
So,
Have you had any bad experiences?
I mean, honestly, no, because if it gets too much, I just am
You
not
don't buy
buying
it.
it.
Yeah.
Like, I have kind of a price. I mean, and I'd rather go to smaller shows, like
Yeah.
sit at the Criterion or
One bucket list item is to go to more shows like bordering our state. So I want to go to Red Rocks.
yeah.
But I've been to the Dos Equis
Oh yeah, I've been there
in Dallas, I think.
The Sickies Pavilion.
And it goes back to like the pricing. It's like for I think like a tall boy, it was like $15, and then for like water, it was maybe like 7 or 8.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bruh.
And especially in Dallas, like it's hot as fuck.
It is.
But
And then parking.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is the last time I went there, I was like, I think we paid like $30 or $40 just to park. Like that's crazy. And then on top of that, it's like they're getting money from the parking lots. They're getting money from food, drinks. They're getting some money from merch. Depending on whatever that artist contract is. And then they're getting a percentage of the ticket sales already. So like. Inside the venue, they're controlling everything. And then outside of that, you're only allowed to use their platform to buy their shows, which
Yeah.
I don't know. It just
Next
seems a little too much. They got their hands on pretty much every pot that they could possibly have.
Yeah. Our next episode is going to be how to spot a monopoly.
But yeah. Have you ever paid just bit the bullet? And
I was never privileged enough to be like, yeah, I mean, yeah, the prices are 5 times the original pricing, but I really like that's never been me. Like,
I just try to see them one different time.
yeah.
And honestly, I don't. The last show that I went to at like the Paycom Center as like a big concert, I had free tickets, so I didn't even pay for that shit.
Yeah.
And that was nice. Yeah, that was Childish Gambino. Love you. Childish.
Shout out.
Danny, if you're watching, I love you for real. He said, "What's up?"
To you?
Yeah, I have that video. I think about it all the time. If I need to pick me up, I just think, I'm like,
he said
that to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, just kind of be vigilant. Tell us, like, what is the most you would pay to see an artist? Because, like, I'm trying to think, like...
It should also raise, like, an alarm in your head. Like, this is the direction that we've been going down for a long time. Like, they're just trying to make money off of us. Like, the most money off of us as they possibly can. And you gotta know when to invest and not to invest.
Yeah.
You know?
Because they're going to keep thinking if we keep paying the price, if we're like, okay, yeah, I will see Taylor Swift for $500, they're going to think that's normal.
Yeah.
So, thinking that up to you. You worked hard for your money, so... And yeah, I really like your idea of like checking out the artist's website first because like at the end of the day, you're going to see someone that somehow has impacted your life, whether it's really just you like the sound or you really are in touch with their lyrics or you like them as a performer. There's some sort of support that you have for the artist. So try to give them as much money. Like give them your money, not the overlords.
Basically buy their vinyls.
Yeah.
And merch.
Yeah. So we will see you next week.
Catch you on the flippity flip.
Hopefully that was good.